Next, we're going to focus on adding and subtracting with imaginary numbers. So it's going to be the same process as if you're combining like terms, working with variables. Now, when you're working with imaginary numbers, your final answer should be in this form, a plus b, where a is the real number, and then b is the imaginary or complex. Imaginary usually have the I next to them. So, starting with our first example, we have 3 plus 6i plus negative 1 plus 4i. So, when you're working with parentheses, I'm just going to distribute my positive, so positive 1 right here. So the first set of parentheses will stay the same, meaning I can drop it, so 3 plus 6i. Positive 1 times negative 1 will be negative 1. Positive 1 times positive 4i will be plus 4i. Alright, I'm going to combine my real numbers first. So 3 minus 1, that would become 2. And then my imaginary, positive 6i plus 4i will be 10i. There's nothing I could do from that point, so 2 plus 10i is my final answer. In our second example, we have negative 3 minus 7i plus negative 8 minus 3i. So, just like minus 1, I'm pretending, well, I'm actually writing the invisible 1. I'm just repeating the same process. I want to get in a good habit of distributing when there's a plus and a minus in front of this parenthesis, the second set of parentheses. There's nothing in front of this parenthesis, so what's in here will stay the same. So negative 3 minus 7i. Now, my positive 1 times negative 8 would be negative 8. Positive 1 times negative 3i would be minus 3i. Alright, so I'm going to combine my real numbers first. So negative 3 minus 8, that would be negative 11. And then my imaginary numbers next, so negative 7i minus 3i would be minus 10i. So, I finished combining like terms. This would be my final answer, negative 11 minus 10i. So that's all you have to do for adding complex numbers. Next we're going to do subtracting complex numbers. In this example, we have 5 minus I and then minus negative 8 plus 4i. So, I'm putting my invisible 1, whereas the minus in front of this parenthesis. So I'm going to distribute my negative 1 to the second set of parentheses. Over here, there's nothing in front of this parenthesis, so that means that what's inside will stay the same. So 5 minus I. Now, I'm going to distribute my negative 1 to negative 8. So negative 1 times negative 8, that would be positive 8. Negative 1 times positive 4i would be minus 4i. Alright, I'm going to combine my real numbers. So 5 plus 8, that would be 13. Negative I minus 4i, that would be minus 5i. And then when I do that, this will be my final answer, 13 minus 5i. So, same process I did with the arrows, now I'm distributing with negative 1. In this example, we have negative 6 minus 5i, and then minus 8 plus 8i. So, I'm going to write my invisible 1, meaning that I'm going to distribute to the second set of parentheses. Over here, there's nothing in front of this parenthesis, so everything will stay the same, so I can drop the parenthesis, and it'll be negative 6 minus 5i. Next, so my negative 1 times 8 would be negative 8. Negative 1 times positive 8i will be minus 8i. Alright, I'm going to combine my real numbers. Negative 6 minus 8 will be negative 14. And then negative 5i minus 8i will be negative 13i. So I finished combining my real numbers and then my imaginary numbers. So this will be my final answer.